I didn't get the job. And is this a bad thing? Actually not. And today I would like to talk with you about something a bit more personal and insight from my world as a freelancer, as a content creator out there, sending out offers, didn't get an answer, never hear back from anyone, then seeing someone else on social media doing the job. And what I've learned over the years and why I'm sometimes actually happy that I didn't get the job. This is a really hard topic. I wished there were more videos like this out there. Not many people talking about it. It's a bit like a red flag. Maybe I can help you by sharing my experience and what I've learned over the years and why you actually don't need to feel bad if you don't get the job. Everyone has that feeling, oh, I missed out that opportunity. I had lots of job offers in nice places, connected with nice vacations. When the job actually is happening, you think, oh, I could be now, I don't know, somewhere in the sun or, being in this exciting event or, being part of all of that. But there is a reason why you didn't get the job. And in my case, the reason was never that I'm not skilled enough, could do what they wanted to have. I think the main problem was always that I were too expensive, or in other words, they were not willing to pay the price that they should have paid. And let me tell you that, there are so many people out there telling you, yeah, you need to do these client talks like this and that. And I'm really honest with you. I think all these advertisings, how you should write your offers and, these strategies, how you can, make people basically pay you the prices that you want them to. Okay, a bit of that is truth, but most of it is absolutely unrealistic bullshit. Sorry for saying that. So don't buy any courses where you learn how to sell your product or anything. I think the best unique selling point is still making good work, being reliable, being there on time, understanding what your client wants, communication, like being open in the communication, put yourself in the shoes of the client, talk with them about what you see could be a problem, what you think could be an extra good idea, just helping them by putting yourself in their shoes. And that's still, I think, the best way to actually sell yourself. When I had the thing that, I wrote an offer and I wanted to get the job and no one got back at me, then you feel a bit disappointed, and then sometimes you think, oh, I could have done it a bit cheaper and, I would have been willing to do it, etc., etc. But the longer I'm in the industry, and especially as a family father, getting older and knowing that your time is basically the biggest, is all you have. 2,000 euro more or less will not change the quality of your life overall. So one tip I definitely can recommend to people is basically two things. One thing is, when you send out an offer, make it as transparent as possible. So what I do is I'll calculate not a day rate and then say, that's it, that's my day rate for, I don't know, let's say my day rate is 1,500 or 1,700, depends on the client. I split it in several things. So I do shooting day, I do travel cost, I do equipment cost, I do editing day. I try to make the offer transparent with as much positions as possible so that the client actually see what is all in there. And that also brings to the point that you say, we have these and that adjustments. And if you really want to do the job, because there are these jobs that are good for your own brand, like, there are these clients that you want to have in your portfolio, big stars, big brands, whatever that could be, then let them know and say, I think this will, overcome your expectations of the price, but we can find adjustments here and there and basically when you send out an offer, you know, maybe be willing to reduce this about 20%, but that's then, for me, that's then it. You know, when I started my career, I was then, basically people were saying, okay, I don't know, I sent out an offer for, you know, a big campaign, you know, videos, and knowing that these brands, for example, take these pictures and print them in advertising, and knowing that these advertising prints cost them, I don't know, 50,000 or something. And if you take that in comparison, then eventually 5,000 euro production cost for the whole campaign that you want to have is absolutely nothing. Then, you know, your price could even be like 10,000 or something. And if they then say, oh yeah, we only have 2,000 euro budget, then say, sorry, you know. And I think it is always important to be nice, and it's always important to say, look, I would love to do that. I had this situation where I didn't travel and I was on the playground with my daughter, and then took my wife and my daughter and went to an Italian place and sat down in the restaurant and drinking my beer in the evening, knowing that I'm here present with my family instead of being somewhere hardworking, underpaid. And I just thought for myself, actually, that feels really good. And I think I've done the right thing. I think it is a personal choice. I think it is really hard to know when to step back and do it underpaid. And I find it one of the hardest bits in our job to know your wealth, to know how you calculate your prices, to do all this business stuff. I think that's one of the most challenging parts of my job. And I speak a lot with colleagues about it. I mean, I have friends, photography, videography friends. Then we meet for dinner, or we just do a quick phone call. And I ask them, you know, oh yeah, I have this offer to shoot this in that campaign. What would you calculate? And then they call me and ask me, what would you do? And so I try to balance out, you know, what is the right thing to do and what not. And it's really, really good to have a functioning network in that sense, who helps you to be realistic with your expectations and with your prices. But you know, that builds up over time and it takes time. And if you are a photographer in the beginning of your career, I just want to let you know, keep going, don't worry, it will work out. You will find the perfect ground for how to charge your prices, how to calculate, and how to do all these things. Yeah, you will get more used to it, you will feel more comfortable. And yeah, with the last words, I just want to say, don't worry, if you don't get the job, the next will come, and then you will be very happy and they will pay you well. And believe me, that feels so, so much nicer. Then in the end, I don't work for money, but in fairness, I have to say, valuing your work is also shown in money. And this is what you always need to keep in mind. Sometimes it's not even so much about how much you want to earn. Sometimes it is actually more about a personal thing, that you know they have that money and they are not willing to pay it to you, then they don't value what you do. And with these words, I want to say thank you for joining for this video. It is a completely different style. I have no B-roll footage, it's just talking, just my experience. I'm happy you joined anyway, and thank you for joining and see you next time.